Thank you very much for that question. I appreciate it very much. This obviously is a tremendously important issue, not only for the Commonwealth of Kentucky, but for the nation as a whole. As Attorney General, I work with Immigrations and Customs Enforcement on a number of investigations, on a number of immigration issues. And I have a sense, after having gone through this and studied the issue a little bit, that the federal government has completely and utterly abrogated its responsibility in this area. That's what's happened. They've completely and utterly abrogated their responsibility in this area. As Attorney General, we work with ICE in one of the regional offices that covers many states, and there's something like 9 ICE agents assigned to a multi-state area. It's not enough. The Immigrations and Customs Enforcement Agency has to stand up and has to do its job. And I do think we have to address immigration reform. I think we have to secure our borders. Now, I don't think we need an electric fence that's going to require herding mothers or putting dog collars on people coming up from Latin America, but I do support securing our borders. I'm glad that some National Guard troops have been sent out to the border in key areas to make certain that we deal with that. And I think if we find people with criminal records here in this country, they need to be deported immediately. And state and local law enforcement officials need to work with their federal counterparts to make certain that we put immigration holds and that we are able to ascertain status of people that are picked up. I don't think anyone that's here illegally needs to jump the process and get ahead of people that are going through the legal immigration process here in this country. But we have a problem here. We have a problem in that we have 12 million people in this country illegally. And many of them have children here. And under the United States Constitution, which I'm sworn to uphold and defend, those children are American citizens. So we have to figure out whether we're just going to have someone appeal to our fear, or whether they're going to work together regardless of party and try to figure out a better way. I'm not going to appeal to your fear. I'm not going to appeal to the worst in the nature of some Americans, some few Americans. I'm going to say, let's try to figure out a way through this, and let's try to take these people who are in the shadows, let's bring them out of the shadows, and let's turn them into taxpayers. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Taking these people who many think are a drain on the system and bring them out of the shadows and turn them into taxpayers. And that's what I will do as your next United States Senator. Those will be my guiding principles. And I do want to work with you on making certain that you have an adequate source of labor under the H-2A program. It's an important program. Obviously, if you're able to certify that you can't find local labor to do the work, you need to import some labor. That process needs to be streamlined. It needs to be streamlined. I know how onerous it is for many of you who rely on foreign labor coming in on a temporary basis. The process needs to be streamlined. The application process needs to move more quickly. And you need some certainty about how quickly you can get your answers and what you have to pay. And I'm willing to work with you on that as your next United States Senator because I think it's a critical issue. Thank you very much.
I think we should increase the H-2A workers permits, and I think that would be a good idea. I think we should keep the government out of the way of negotiating what the fair wage is. And I think that having the government so involved is a problem for farmers in trying to get their labor and determine what the wage should be. I think we should allow farmers to combine to use get H-2A worker permits and allow that to occur. With regard to immigration and a comprehensive plan, I think we have to secure the borders first. I think we also need to allow states, though, to address their problems. Jack's President Obama is suing. The thing is that he's going to have to just run headlong away or make a decision. Are you going to support the Arizona law, or are you going to support the president? And this is a difficulty for him because President Obama is so far to the left that he's unacceptable to most of us in Kentucky. So a lot of this election is going to be about, is Jack going to support the president on this issue, or is he going to run away? How far and how fast can he run from his president? So I think these are important issues. Whether you can have comprehensive immigration reform, the problem is when we've tried it, we've made these trade-offs, and then in the end they don't adhere to what they promised us. There was a bill in 1986 where they did give amnesty in exchange for controlling the borders, where they got amnesty and we never controlled the border. Still, 15 years later, the border is lawless, Arizona's getting worse, there are unsafe places to go in Arizona, and I fear the drug war will spill over into our country if we don't do something about it. So I think you have to secure your border first. I think that's the only thing that'll pass, and I won't vote for amnesty. I do agree with a workers program, but I don't want people flooding into our country by the tens of millions, overwhelming our social services and having an easy path to citizenship. It's interesting, you know, birthright citizenship has made it easy to become an anchor baby and then bring all your relatives and then they become citizens. It's really never been decided. They want to make it sound like, oh, I'm just a rube out from the country and don't know any better. There's never been a court case on this. There's one court case from 1898, Wong Ank. And in that case, they decided if you came here legally, your child is a citizen. There's never been a Supreme Court case decided on if you come here illegally, are you under the jurisdiction of our country or under the jurisdiction of a foreign country still? I think that's an open question. It could be decided in the courts. I don't want it decided lawlessly. I say we fight it all the way through the Supreme Court and decide. But the thing is, the 14th Amendment says you're a citizen if you're born here, if you're under the jurisdiction of the United States. There is some question if these people came here illegally and their legal jurisdiction, their legal domicile is still in Mexico. So I think you have to secure your borders for national security reasons and for a variety of reasons. But that's what I would vote for first, is securing the borders. Thank you.